This week on Wi-Fi Money, we are joined by the queen of Netflix, Chloe Veitch.
Hi guys, it's your girl Chloe Veitch. I'm 24 years old and you may know me from The Circle, Perfect Match, Taught to Handle, Celebrity Hunted, Celebrity Detox. The list goes on.
She pulls back the curtain to reveal her journey as reality star to social media entrepreneur and presenter. Diving into the highs.
I've just hosted my first ever Netflix show.
The lows.
Oh, I don't want to get emotional.
You can get emotional.
Yeah, I feel like.
And everything in between as Chloe shares an unfiltered take on life in the spotlight. Maybe you'll discover how much of a businesswoman you are.
Big buzz, proven movement to the world. Making money off my iPhone, yeah, every day I network.
Welcome back to Wi-Fi Money. We have a very special guest here today. Reality TV superstar, a savvy businesswoman, the queen of Netflix, woo! And fellow Brit, Chloe Veitch.
Oh.
Woo! Hey,
welcome on. Go, oi, oi, Savaloy.
Oi, oi, Savaloy. I tell you what, the Americans don't know what Savaloy is, do they? What is it?
No, Savaloy is a...
Is it a sausage?
It's like a sausage.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in it though.
I thought it was a sausage. Is that right, Jack?
You learn a new thing every day.
Could be any
I have
meat.
no idea what a Savaloy is.
No?
I've literally never started this podcast talking about sausages.
No.
This is a very serious podcast, Chloe.
It is. And you brought me on.
Yeah, it's about business.
Yeah.
Not sausages.
Yeah, not
By
sausages.
the way, for the people in the US at home, that's what we call sausages. We call them sausages over in the UK.
We actually say sausages, but
Oh, okay.
I'm sure they get it. But yeah, welcome to Wi-Fi Money. Thanks for coming on.
No, thank you.
Maybe a different podcast for you.
Yeah.
Obviously, you are so showbiz.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, it's actually nice to be asked because we met the other day.
Yep.
And when you told me that you had a podcast and it was revolved around the mindset of people that are in the business world, and I kind of said to you, I was like, well, I don't think I'm a businesswoman. And you were like, no, Chloe, you are.
I've just called you a savvy businesswoman. It's on my phone.
Exactly. If it's on your notes, Sam, then I definitely am.
And we'll definitely get into that because, maybe you'll discover how much of a businesswoman you are.
You'll teach me something.
Maybe you'll teach me something.
Yeah.
But yeah, we met the other day. Jack wasn't invited. He's not cool enough.
Yeah, I was just sat at home watching Netflix
Sorry.
all day. That's all right.
I mean, for the listeners as well, like we're in LA right now. Again, that's quite showbiz for me.
Well, Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills, baby. And we're actually in a rehab facility.
We are.
Which is like a bit controversial for a podcast. And we can maybe talk a little bit about that kind of thing. It's called Ritz Rehab. And
it's stunning.
It's beautiful because when I think rehab, I think maybe clinical.
Yeah.
This is like a luxury hotel.
Yeah.
Well, you got like the old Face House just over there.
The what?
The old Face House is right there.
Oh, the YouTubers.
really?
Yeah.
YouTubers.
I mean, it's definitely savvy. There's a pool, infinity pool with LED lights. It's like a Gen Z rehab.
It's really, really nice. And you know what? Like, this day and age, and we can talk about that later, of course, is, being sober and helping yourself is so important these days. And I think, if you do have someone that or yourself like needs a bit of help, I would say this is the place to go, right? I would say so. It's really, really nice. But let's rewind, okay? And we're going to start the podcast by just hearing a little bit about Chloe and where it all started. Maybe your upbringing. Where you're from Essex?
Essex girl, born and bred. For anyone that's listening that isn't a part of the UK and they're American or elsewhere in the world, it's a classy-ish, ratchet-ish place. It's kind of like two places at once. You've got the posh side, the not so posh side. I got brought up in the not so posh side.
Okay.
I feel like when people interview me or talk to me or know who I am, they assume that I was a silver spoon,
posh side of Essex.
Yeah. And when they get to know me, it's almost like a slap in the face. Like, no, okay, she's definitely rough. and do you know what? I think that definitely adds to my character and just the hustle of my life. Like when I was brought up, my mum and dad didn't really have that much money. It was always paycheck to paycheck. My mum was a stay-at-home mum. Lots of trials, tribulations, ups and downs in my childhood. My brother passed away of a drug overdose when I was 14. My auntie Debbie passed away when I was around the same age. My dad went to rehab around the same age. So it was very rocky. Used to get bullied when I was in school. I used to eat my my lunch in the toilet. I never really had any friends. But I was so positive, and my mum always used to say to me, you're so nice to people that aren't so nice to you. Mm-hmm. And I do feel like that ties into the opportunities that I've fallen into. People might say, oh, it's a fluke. But I honestly don't think it is.
Yeah,
I think you make out of life what you want out of life. Mm-hmm. And I honestly think that it's a mindset that you can teach yourself. And I feel like everyone that's listening, and even you guys, everyone's been through hardships, whether it's in your childhood or maybe now in your adulthood or even in your senior years. I feel like when I look back at that, it's nostalgic. It's like, oh, like I'm genuinely grateful for where I am today because of the life I have.
You've learned a lot through all of the lessons you've had.
Yeah. I don't look at myself as a victim.
No.
But I went to school, normal school. I got taken out of that school because of the bullying. And then I got put into another school. Left school early because I just hated it. Undiagnosed ADHD. I was diagnosed with dyslexia at a really young age. Couldn't really read, write. Very frustrating because I wasn't given the tools to be able to deal with everyday life, the emotions and the busyness of the classroom. Like I needed extra one-on-one attention. It's like I'm like a pick-me girl. Like give me more attention. Help me with my essays.
Yeah, that's reality TV, innit? You got to be a bit of a pick-me.
It was written
I was one of them, that's for sure. Do you think, like growing up, do you think that has sort of shaped you with being the hustler you are today? Did you witness anything? You were like, I don't want that hardship, and like I really want to be successful. Did that drive you at all?
Yeah,
or?
it did.
Yeah,
it did, but in a way that I didn't realise it was driving me. I wasn't aware. I was very naive in thinking, I don't think I'm going to be that woman that lives in Beverly Hills. I don't think I'm going to be that woman that drives a Range Rover. But I knew that I was very, very strong-minded. And ever since I was a teen, I was bullied for my weight. And I always said to my friends, I am going to get a boob job by the time I'm 18. And they're like, how are you going to be able to afford that? And I almost accidentally manifested it for myself, because by the time I was 18, I landed a job as a personal assistant running someone's life, earned enough money to get the boob job. Then as soon as that pivoting moment happened of, whoa, if I speak it into existence,
it's going to happen.
And I mention it enough, I am like rewiring my brain to a certain goal. Mm-hmm. And that was my first pivotal point in my teen years. And then I went on to say, like, I want this and I want to go in that direction. And things just started falling in place.
Yeah, it's weird how that happens, isn't it? Like, I was the same, to be honest. Now my reasons for going on TV was to, I guess doing what I do now, right? I don't have a job. I don't have a 9 to 5. I have to create and I have to make stuff happen.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know what it felt like to be famous.
Yeah.
I actually did. I wanted people to, like, you know, say my name in the street.
Yeah.
And I wanted actually people to, like, take a photo with me.
Yeah. That was me.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Yeah.
You don't remember though.
So Chloe told me the other day.
He circled to that, didn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't remember.
Yeah. We're only like 5 minutes in. I'm like, let's talk about it. Nah, because, like, no, seriously, like, I actually did want that. Uh-huh. So you probably made my day.
I think I've made your week, Sam.
You probably did.
Stopped on about it.
Anyway, Chloe had a photo with me after I was on Love Island, and now you're the Netflix superstar. So
no, but I'm on your podcast.
Well, this is true.
This is insane. This is like a full circle moment.
That is very weird, actually, when you think about it.
It was almost like I manifested it, and this is what I'm saying. I'm so skeptical when it comes to stuff like that, but it works.
It does work.
I don't know. I remember I was in Liverpool Street Station. I was with a different person at the time, and I was like, oh, is that Sam? And he's like, what? And I'm like, oh, quick. And I was running after you in London Liverpool Street Station, shouting your name, and you didn't hear me. And then I stopped you outside a taxi rank, and I was like, please, can I get a photo? If I find it, let's
put it up. If we find it, we'll put it up now. I mean, look, you said I was nice. That's good. And do you know what? Like, I don't now. Obviously, it was so long ago, like that kind of thing. And I've done bits and pieces here and there. But do you ever like feel that you don't deserve it at all at any point, like imposter syndrome?
Imposter syndrome all the time.
Do you get that?
So normal.
Because obviously, I mentioned at the start, you went on a show called Too Hot to Handle. And like, look, this isn't no gossip reality TV podcast. We're here to talk about business, right? Yeah. But that is sort of how it give you the step up.
Yeah.
And were you on series 1?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did it happen? How did you get picked? How did you get your first little leg up?
The most random experience. I didn't even want to be on reality TV. It was like, my mum has always said to me since I was younger, you should get into modelling. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, I was insecure, very, very slim, but underweight.
Right.
So my mum was like, I'm going to apply you for this show anyway. It was a modelling gig, and I had to sit in a chair and get my hair done, and it was filmed. My first ever TV appearance, and I hated it because I was like, oh, I just feel like under so much scrutiny. What if people hate me?
Yeah, you don't want to rewatch it. Did you rewatch it?
Yeah, I did.
Yep.
Yeah, I did. And I shared it to all my friends, and all my family come round and sat around the table and watched it with me. And it was such a proud moment for me to look at the screen and see me, you know, like little did I know I was going to be doing it full time. But I met someone at that shoot. Now, I didn't get paid for this job. I worked as a model, signed with an agency in London after going to countless amounts of agencies saying, please, can you sign me? I want a model, but I don't know where to start. Countless amounts of no's, rejections, crying, spending all my pocket money to get a train to London. Back in the day, it was a lot of money, £50 for a ticket.
Hey, trains going up and up.
I was like 17 years old.
Yeah.
So I got approached by this woman. She said, you'd be great for a Netflix show. And I'm like, really? She's like, yeah, you'd be great. And I'm like, oh, okay. Didn't really think anything of it. The next month, she called me, went through the audition process. That was my first ever job on TV.
Wow. Straight off the...
Did you know what the show was?
No, they didn't tell us. Didn't tell us a thing.
What, until you actually got there?
No, like they did not tell us. It was like, until the cameras were rolling, you had to figure it out for yourself in front of the camera.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, I've never watched the show, so
Yeah,
I don't really know what the...
Basically, you can't do anything sexual with the person that you're interested in because there's a prize fund, and if you do, the money gets deducted. So there's an ulterior motive of you need to build a connection mentally with someone before you do physically.
Okay.
It's actually quite clever.
It's like sexual rehabilitation.
Right, and I mean, it was a massive hit. It was like their biggest, reality show that they've ever done. But moving on from that, obviously, that's just like a little bit of a step up, and then you've got to make your way into the world of business.
Yeah.
You now need to, excuse the phrase, but stay relevant, I guess.
Scary.
It's very scary, but I mean, I think I'm right in saying that you were a standout cast member, which always helps.
Thank you.
But then what was sort of the next step after the show? Like, did things fall into place pretty quick? Were you asked, or did you have to go and be a little bit scrappy about it and get those jobs?
To be honest with you, there wasn't a lot of hustle at the beginning. It was very much like I didn't know what I was doing. I got casted for Talk to Handle when I was 19 years old. I'd just turned 20. By the time it came out, I grew 2 million followers in the space of 2 weeks.
And people are throwing things at you, I imagine.
Well, it was during COVID. So we're throwing things online. So it was like overnight famous reality TV star, online, 2 million followers. What do? I don't know. I'm stuck in the house, can't leave the house, thinking everyone's going to die.
Refreshing your inbox.
Just crazy. And then after that, it just blew up. Phone call after phone call from the Netflix executives. We want you for this show. We want you for this show. You'd be great for this. You'd be great for that. I just didn't feel like I was ready at the time, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. Because I was very young, very naive to the industry. I didn't know what staying relevant meant.
Do you still think that now when you look back?
Yeah, when I look back, I think, oh, that was a blip in time that I feel like now looking back, I could have done things a lot differently. And I probably could have maximised more opportunity, but then I wouldn't have the lesson.
Yeah.
And I feel like the fucking lessons are so much better than the relevancy.
For sure.
Yeah.
I want to stay out as many scandals as I can because I feel like people can get cancelled so quickly.
Yep. 100%. You don't want to be cancelled.
Say
not in this day and
one
age.
wrong word right now and it's all over.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
This is actually quite a tame podcast. I don't mind talking about business. Normally it's about sex.
Yeah, no. Okay, cool. So, as you say, this podcast is about business.
Yes.
Now, you haven't actually got a specific business that you're running right now.
No.
But I'm
Just
sure...
myself.
Just yourself. You're the product.
Yes.
Okay, but... we're going to pretend you're going to build a business, okay? And this is going to be your fantasy business. Okay? And lucky for you, you get to choose your team members. Right?
This is exciting.
Yeah. So we've got 4 positions to fulfill. Okay?
How much are we paying them? I've got a low budget.
A lot. We're talking like Super Bowl Snoop Dogg budget.
Well, the thing is, like, you've got all the money in the world because it's a fantasy.
Love it.
So you pretty much get your pick.
Okay.
So whatever they want to be paid, you've got the money. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
So it's a brand new business. We need a business partner. Okay, that's the first position to fulfill. Now, this person can be a family member, boyfriend.
No.
They could be.
It would fail.
We've got Joel, which is Chloe's boyfriend. He's behind the camera. How do you think you'd get on with being a business partner with your boyfriend?
I think we would fight like cat and dog because we both think we're right in every situation.
Okay, we won't pick him then.
But we're both very clever in our own ways. And he's handsome, so he's good to look at.
Who's more right?
Me, obviously.
We won't pick Joel, just in case. We don't want to.
Sorry, mate.
We don't want to dispute.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, this is got to be a successful business. So you can pick anyone you want. Like I said, dead, alive, famous, family member, whoever you want.
I've got one.
Go.
Elon Musk.
Love that.
Nice.
Elon Musk, because not only does he know a lot of influential people, he is one of the smartest, most richest men alive.
This is facts.
Great investor. I've got the personality.
Yep.
He's got the brains.
Amazing.
Do you know what I mean?
I think
I'm still brainy, but I'm not
How
all
many
there.
followers you got on Twitter or X?
In me?
Yeah.
350,000.
Because he'll get you like 10 mil. He owns it.
We've now had Elon Musk in 3 of the 4 positions.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
other guests have said Elon Musk, but they actually never chose him as a
partner.
business partner. So I think it's a good
We've
one.
had ambassador.
You'd be my business partner.
Not as an ambassador.
We've had exit CEO and we've had
No.
ambassador.
Do you know what?
I think better business partner.
I know one of the questions is CEO. Can I feel that now?
No. I like to do it in order, Chloe, if that's all right.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's a bit premature.
I like to take control of my own podcast.
Yep.
This just seems like a
She's now
classic
the
Chloe
CEO
situation.
of the podcast.
This is actually a structure that we stick with, and you're trying to change it all.
I don't do well with
And
direction.
she'll be the new host before you know it. Yeah, we will do it. We'll get to it. But yeah, great business partner. So we'll go Elon Musk.
I feel like Elon Musk would actually really struggle in the brand ambassador section, wouldn't he? Because he'd be wanting to make all these like executive decisions,
Yeah, he sucks.
and he's just got the back seat.
Yeah, he's not a brand ambassador.
Yeah.
I think business partner is just such a perfect position for him because, like, me and him would be equal.
Perfect.
We're business partners.
Exactly. Love that. All right.
He just has more money. Well, no, in the perfect world, I do.
Well, yeah, I mean, essentially, like, if you're business partners.
Are you going to find it hard to tell him he's wrong?
No. I feel
Yeah,
like
I've got
he
a feeling like Chloe ain't got a problem with that.
he thrives off of constructive criticism. Otherwise, he would not be where he is right now.
Exactly. We're going to go back to business.
Yes.
Okay, and your life. So obviously you were offered quite a lot of TV shows. I would assume one of the ways you make money is brand deals,
Yeah.
right? Any amazing brand deals that you've been like, I can't believe I got that. How has it happened? This is a lot of money. Obviously, you don't have to tell us how much it is, but feel free to.
Okay.
But yeah, anything you were like, wow, this is amazing.
But I didn't realise how much sex pays.
Yep.
Like,
Elaborate.
not me. Imagine.
Cut there.
On Task Rabbit.
And I was like, oh, okay. Because I thought what brand deal is
Sex
this?
sells, all right?
I got a good contract from adultwork.com and yeah, it's been great. Been absolutely
it.
raking it in.
So there's a couple of companies that I've worked with and they've been reoccurring exclusive contracts. And obviously because of the branding side of things and the stigma that's attached to sex toys, they pay like massive money.
Yep.
Okay.
And I feel like with my brand, obviously being on reality dating shows, sex appeal on social media, wearing bikinis and all of that, I just think it fit. And because I try and make things cheeky and funny, I can get away with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
What was the brand? Did we say that?
No, I didn't say it because I can't actually remember. There was a couple of them.
Because I did a sex toy deal.
Did you?
Yeah.
Who with?
Love Honey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like I did it. It was
That's how we met. It's
what
how
was
we
it you
met. I bought
sold?
the product.
Okay, so I did it.
That plan.
No, that's actually really funny. I did it with Kayla, obviously my wife.
yeah.
So it was like a collab thing, but obviously like most of my following are females, and the product they were trying to sell was a female sex toy.
Oh okay.
And it was so the campaign. No, this is not my
I
joke.
want to see this.
The campaign was in May, and it was called Masturbation May,
I love it.
and I did it.
That's so clever.
Like,
what did you do? What was the...
I was like, hey guys, it's masturbation May. I'm here with Kayla, my wife. We all know we like.
Big up, Kayla.
Yeah, she's behind the camera as well. Look, I love money, right? So they
Masturbation
Love
May.
honey all
say
the
it
way,
twice.
It
baby.
doesn't matter if it's masturbation May or anal April. I'll do it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm going to use that one.
Yeah.
What's happening in September? No, we don't have to answer that.
Sex September.
Sex September.
Yeah, that'll do.
It's pretty
Yeah.
simple. But you got paid a lot of money for that one.
Yeah, and it was an eye opener because I didn't think. Obviously, when I first started in the industry, it was almost like, I was getting paid like a few thousand here and there for like makeup brands, hair brands. It's like, okay, this is really good money. Like I'm used to getting paid minimum wage at a fish and chip shop.
Yep.
So that was your first taste of money?
My first taste of money in the industry was definitely my first ever deal, right, that I secured was Iconic London.
Oh yeah.
And it was a shimmer spray. And I didn't know how and when and where to start. And I remember my management saying, Chloe, all you've got to do is just sell it. And I'm like, okay, well, I want to see if it works.
Well, they didn't give you a script.
So they didn't give me a script. They just said,
make a video.
Just go for it.
Cool.
I sprayed it all over my face when I stood out in the sun. Beautiful summer day in London, believe it or not. And I went, look at how much this shimmers. It's gorgeous. It's amazing. Buy it now. It sold out. And they gave me so much money. I was like, if that's all I have to do for the rest of my life, I have landed in the right job.
So I think that's where like the business side comes in, right?
Yeah.
Because an agent can broker a deal, but it's up to you to create the content to make sure the deals keep coming in. They're like you have to make sure it's engaging.
Yeah.
If no one buys it, you're not going to get the deal again.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you probably got the deal a couple more times after that.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I don't think you realize maybe like how important, like in your brain, maybe it came second nature. Okay, I'm going to say this, I'm going to do this, this is how I'm going to do it. But it's actually, it's you being a business person.
Yeah.
It's thinking, okay, what do people want? Okay, they want this. Like,
Yeah.
how do I like use my following to make sure I'm brokering deals and I'm trying to sell to my followers, but not at a point where it's like too pushy.
But I
You
think the
didn't
easiest,
overcomplicate it.
the easiest way to sell is to believe in the product. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Like if I don't believe in the product and it doesn't work, I can't showcase it to my audience. It's not going to sell.
Yeah.
And if I start selling shit to my audience, they're not going to trust me. Brand defamation, and then the company's going to go, well, you didn't sell that many, and we've had loads of refunds, so we're not going to work with you again. So it's a bad business decision on both fronts. And I feel like what you just touched on, the engagement, the audience, I need to understand, right, how many females or males do I have following me? 80% females.
Oh,
which
amazing.
is great. So I'm like, okay, this is amazing. If I sell female products, I need to understand, well, what's the age range? And then how am I going to keep them engaged a week before the launch? Because if I'm launching a product next week and I'm shadow banned on Instagram and only 10,000 people are seeing my stories, I know that brand's never going to book me again.
Got you.
So it's the hustle and bustle behind the scenes before that. It's stressful.
Yeah, it is stressful.
Tried multiple
I
times.
mean, it's your income.
What do you do when you're shadow banned on Instagram?
Just reach out to anyone and everyone and just say, please help me, put it on my close friends. Delete all my stories, go like a ghost.
But then you're going the extra mile for the brand there. And I think, again, that's another thing that you're like bringing to the table. Like, you're not just like, fuck it, I'll just take the money and whatever happens, happens. You're like, right, no. I need it to go well because
Longevity.
it's going to be longevity in the business.
I
Right?
think it also comes back to what you said at the very start, what your mum told you about being nice to people.
Yeah.
This is something me and Sam were actually talking about on the last podcast. We thrive to be nice. And I'm just going to kind of go off topic and go back to that.
Yeah.
Your mum telling you that, you're too nice to people that aren't nice to you.
Yeah.
Do you think that's something that's really, really stuck with you, like even to this day? And
Yeah. I feel like it's embedded in me without me realising. And sometimes I do get in a little bit of trouble with people because I need to realise that in the industry that I'm in, I mean, it's cutthroat.
Yeah, definitely.
People wouldn't even think twice about stepping on you and squashing you like a bug. So I think,
do you have to check yourself on it?
yeah, and I'm glad that I've got people in my life like my mum and my dad and my boyfriend to say to me like, they're taking the piss out of you a little bit here, Chloe.
You've been a bit too nice.
And I'm like, okay, well, I can still be nice to them and tell them that. And I've worked with people before that have been so entitled and so arrogant, even with nightclubs. Like, in the production world and in Netflix world, you've got a runner, which is someone that runs around to grab coffees on set. And then it goes up to a producer. And then it goes up to an executive producer and so on until you get to the top of the chain. And I think out of all the shows that I've done, I've always been super, super nice to the runners, as well as, I don't care who you are, where you come from. And I hear so many people say that, but I never actually see it in person. And I feel like when you're a testament to your word of I need to be nice to everyone, you need to show it to people. And then it just creates the ripple, you know? And then everyone's like, oh, she's lovely, we can trust her.
Great lesson, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great lesson.
And would you say you're like that in business as well? You know, like when you're negotiating with brands and things like that, you're always trying to be as nice as possible.
So I don't actually negotiate brands myself. So I have a management team that negotiate the price. And then I have the agency who gets the actual brand deal. So it all depends on who gets it and who negotiates it. But I feel like with repetitive clients that want to work with me, if it's a good enough deal and the money's coming in, we'll all sit around at the table.
Yeah, and figure
because
out.
I feel like my dad's always said to me, if your management and your agent are always holding the phone, what control do you have? Mm-hmm. You need to be aware of what conversations are happening, who you're speaking to, and you need to build your own relationships. Because if you don't end up staying with that management,
you've
lost all your contacts.
Well, that's really, really good
and
advice.
It's happened multiple times before to me. So.
You don't know, like, as well, like, are they, you know, constantly, I'm sure your management are great. Shout out to Chloe's management.
Yeah, woo!
I had management too. Mm-hmm. And there was just like one day later, just I weren't getting like things coming in, right?
It happens.
And then like, I think it was my dad was like, Sam, no one can sell Sam Bird like Sam Bird can.
Exactly.
So I was like, oh, he's right. So I like basically left the agency, and I decided that I was just going to represent myself, and I have done for the last I have no agent, no nothing. I've represented for myself the last 5 years.
Wow.
So I set up a company called Circle PR, but I'm the only client.
Circle
and
PR.
Kayla a little bit.
Is that your company?
Well, it depends on who it is. Like,
No, I've heard of Circle PR.
oh well,
Good things?
yeah.
Yeah. No?
Unless it's a different one, I might have stole the name. You know, it was a long time ago. I don't know. I might have done. But we got because obviously like I want to know what's going on, but I want to be the person to be like, okay, I want to work with that brand. I'm gonna go get them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go grab it. Like if I see someone who's working with a brand that I want to work with and I'm similar to that person, why can't I go get it?
Yeah,
so I'll
exactly.
email, but I don't email. Claire emails, but Claire is Sam.
Oh my God, that is amazing.
Yeah.
So basically you're hiding behind Claire
Yes.
because it's always the agents that have to do the dirty work and the raw dogging in the negotiations.
Oh, Claire is absolutely vicious.
She's ruthless.
She's savage.
Big up to Claire.
Yeah.
Big up to Claire.
I did say to Sam the other day, I was logged into an account, I went, who's Claire? And he went, that's me.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. I went, who the hell is Claire? And he went, that's me.
No, Claire is sick. So yeah, honestly, if things don't work out with your management, honestly, Claire can take over.
Claire is amazing.
Claire at Circle PR
No, but
will absolutely kill it for you.
One bit of advice that I was told off my dad. You know, dads are actually quite wise.
They are.
He was like, again, no one's going to sell Sam better than Sam, but no one's going to want it more than you want it. Like, ever. You can pay 30%, 50%, because like when you sign with a management and agency, obviously it's percentage based where they earn their money from you, but they don't want it as much as you.
No, they don't.
You know?
Because their cuts like smaller, right? So like,
and they've got multiple people.
They've got multiple
on their books.
people,
They're earning
yeah.
money. They're not out of pocket.
yeah, exactly. You got to try and be number one. Anyway, a little again, you know, if you change your mind, there's always Claire. And,
Thank you.
Or you could create your own one. Like perhaps you do it.
Ethan.
We'll get Ethan to do it.
No, Patricia.
Patricia will do it.
Got more of a savage ringtone.
Yeah,
to
Patricia.
it.
Yeah, should be good.
Oi, Trish.
I love Trish.
Chloe, would you say that your dad has been like a really good advisor kind of through your career? Because from what you're telling me here, he sounds very, very smart, very well put together, very intelligent. Has he always like been in your corner giving you this kind of advice?
He is a bit of both. So me and my dad, we get on really well, but then sometimes we hate each other. We've got a love-hate relationship. And we've both got demons and battles that we've always fought. And I think respecting him as someone he is so intelligent. He just doesn't know where to put it. And I feel like with his children, when I first started on reality TV and I started kind of making more money, and he was like, right, we need to take some sort of control. He was like a dadager. He was like a Kris Jenner of the Veitch family.
Yeah.
And yeah, he has helped me a lot, especially because he's savage. He's like, no, I don't care. Like, we're going to do it like this because I've researched. And he'll go on into rabbit holes and research fucking, what's that thing that, broccoli sprouts. So basically, his sister died of cancer, and that was his hustle and bustle mode activated, because he was like, right, I need to eat certain foods that aren't going to activate cancer, and da-da-da. He bought loads of books, spent hours, didn't sleep, like had a massive manic bipolar episode. It wasn't that nice, to be honest. But he got to the bottom of it, and then he moves on. So it's like he's smart, he's very wise.
Problem solver.
Problem solver.
Problem
that
creator.
I keep at arm's length. Yeah.
That's interesting. So, are you similar to the way he thinks sometimes, or not?
Yeah. Definitely a rabbit hole.
Rabbit hole kind of girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like he always makes it out the rabbit hole.
Into another one. So realistically, he's never really out of the rabbit hole. He's just in different tunnels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you ready for your next position? Yes. Okay. So we are now going to fulfill a salesperson. Okay. So this is someone who's going to sell your product or service. Okay. Again, it could be anyone you've met in life. It could be a celebrity. It could be anyone you want. Okay. Someone you've like, do you know what? They're good at selling.
I feel like in terms of the type of business I would want and the type of audience that they have, I would pick Lewis Capaldi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lewis Capaldi.
Oh.
He
As a
is
salesperson.
a marketing fucking genius.
Actually, you're so right. You're so right.
He's a musician that sings depressing songs, but somehow is a massive comedian that
And
is
he's really
known
positive.
for being
This is actually
funny
facts.
Yeah.
and being somber.
This is facts.
He's on billboards for Tinder.
Yeah, for sure.
Is he?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
genius.
How?
In his pants. And he's overweight and he loves it.
Yeah, no, he's genius. Because like, okay, we go back to you being like quite the social, like really like savvy on social media, and like he just realized that maybe a small clip of him singing a song isn't necessarily more engaging than him with a stupid pair of glasses on,
Yeah.
eating a packet of crisps in
Yeah.
bed naked.
Yeah.
And that's smart. It's thinking ahead, isn't it?
And I think one of the biggest lessons that I've learned in business is it doesn't matter how many followers you've got, it's about the engaged audience. If you put all of your effort into creating a community, they're the people that are going to buy your product.
Yeah.
They're the people that are going to actually invest in your life.
Yeah.
And that's what he's done. I'll buy anything that Lewis sells.
Yeah, have you ever seen him live or anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twice. One day after another. Friday and Saturday.
Same set.
Yeah.
Because am I right in thinking you can hold a tune?
Oh,
Ooh.
God. I mean, yeah, I sing. I love it. But it's more private.
Yeah, keep it.
Yeah. I think in years to come, after I've done like my hosting stuff, then maybe I'll just
Maybe bring out a track.
be a secret Madonna and just bust out some tunes.
Just drop a hot single.
Yeah.
Just do it for fun, you know. Hopefully I'll be laying in my millions by then.
Love that.
Maybe a feature of Lewis Capaldi.
Oh, that would be the dream.
That would be pretty cool, to be fair.
That would be the dream.
Okay, so I mean, let's go back to. I guess it goes on from Lewis Capaldi, because I mentioned the music because I bumped into you and we were dancing away to Marshmello in San Diego literally 2 days ago. But I did obviously know of you from TV, and then we have a mutual friend.
Yeah. Good old Sammy boy.
Yeah, shout out Sammy. And he talked really highly of you. You know, really, really nice person. And I've spoke to him a lot recently, and been hanging around with him. And he won't mind me saying, he's going through a sober journey.
Yep. I know.
You know about it, and he told me that you've helped him through it as well.
Yeah.
And you've talked to him about it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't like battled anything like that, so I wouldn't say my knowledge is that good about it. Is there anything you can kind of share about your journey with anyone that you know or yourself or whatever?
Yeah. So, like I mentioned earlier before in the podcast, my dad went to rehab. He'd struggled with like alcohol and drug addiction, and my brother and so on and so on. And I feel like when I first entered the industry, I had money chucked at me. When COVID came out of isolation, it was like, all these promoters, club promoters, and going to different countries, they're all like, come on my table, and we've got bottles and champagne and this and that. And I got lost in the lifestyle, and it stopped me being productive. So I went sober. I was sober for nearly 3 years. And during that period of sobriety, like I respect sobriety so much, because you need to have so much discipline and so much self-awareness when you hit that rock bottom to do something about it. And that first step is the hardest step. And anyone that's listening, like, you don't have to drink every day to be an alcoholic or an addict. You don't have to be someone that's injecting in your veins to be an alcoholic or an addict. The question is, can you stop? And if you can you stay stopped for a long period of time without getting ratty with yourself, thinking, oh, do you know what? I can't deal with life. I just want to have a margarita. And I got to that point where I was like, oh, I can stop, but can I stay stopped? And I was actually with Sammy and all of his friends at the beginning of my sobriety, and he watched me kind of evolve into more of like a wiser, stronger, more confident version of Chloe. Like, I was very imposter syndrome, insecure. Why am I here? A small Clacton girl that used to work in a fish and chip shop. Now she's on Netflix. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then it got to the point where that sobriety really showed me like who I am without a substance or a drink in me. And I've seen it change so many people's lives, and everyone's sobriety journey is always different. You can have ups and downs. People might have sobriety for 3 years and then go, right, I'm going to have a 6-month break and then get back into it. Or some people aren't that lucky. They might go, I'm going to have a 6-month break and then hit the biggest rock bottom without realising, and then end up dead.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like, it is sometimes a life or death situation, and that's what I've been surrounded by from my own personal experience, because my brother died of a heroin overdose when he was in his 20s. So it definitely scares me, drinking and going out with people that do drink excessively, but so proud of Sammy, honestly.
Yeah, for
He's
sure.
one of the most
That
amazing
makes you proud of
people
yourself
I've
as
ever
well.
met.
Sammy.
Thank you.
You know, it's like, everyone's journey is different, like you say, and it you know, people have a different relationship with alcohol, and it's a vast journey for everybody. Do you remember like the moment where you're like, fuck this, I'm not doing this again?
Yeah. But do you know what the ironic thing is? I had that so many times. So they call it a remorseful spree. So you hit this rock bottom.
It's not a cocktail, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll have a remorseful spree,
I'll have a
please.
remorseful spree, please.
on the rocks.
Yeah, 1 cube of ice, please. Don't want it too dilated. Don't like agua. So yeah, remorseful spree lasts a few days, and then after that you forget about it. And then you're back into that cycle. We call it the hamster wheel. And I was sick and tired of being on that hamster wheel, and I just thought, you know, I need to do something about it, because I was so suicidal, like to the point where I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. I can't live life. I can't do it. I can't be arsed.
And it was just the alcohol.
Yeah, it was just that I didn't have, like, all my passions had gone. My soul was gone. I didn't care or have any passions. The love that I felt for other people wasn't true love. It was just like a feeling, like, you know, when you go out and you're like, oh, I love you, so nice to meet you, I love you so much. It's not real. There's no substance, there's no purpose. You lose track of your goals, your ambitions, what you want to do, your self-respect, your morals. And I think when you get caught up in a lifestyle like that, it's so hard to get out of it unless you've got good people around you. And I'm so glad that I have that network of people to say, like, what are you doing?
And how did you get out of it? What were your first, 3 steps to get out of it?
The first 3 steps to get out of it would be, I just spoke to someone. I didn't care who it was. It could have been someone in a corner shop in London. I think I've got an alcohol problem. Literally.
What did they say?
Just saying it out loud. They're like, oh, really? Okay. Do you still want that bottle of vodka or what? So speaking to someone really helps. And then just researching it, like how I just Googled, how do I stop drinking? And obviously I had the advantage of my dad being in sobriety, so he could lead me in the right direction.
Right.
But yeah, that's what I done.
Yeah, honestly, it's really it's inspiring. I'm sure a lot of people will be listening and maybe like kind of thinking about the same thing.
AA meetings. I went to AA meetings and CA meetings and stuff. Community, loved it so much. You got to go to loads of different meetings to find what meeting suits you.
Okay. Because I went to one with Sammy.
Yeah.
Not to necessarily explore sobriety, but I still came out. It was to support him. But I came out of it with like inspired just in general about like people's stories, and I felt like a buzz about it. So it's absolutely like helping some people.
It does.
You know, keeping you focused, and yeah, I mean, if you can put that energy into business and work, you could be pretty successful.
Exactly.
You know, some of the most successful people in the world. You know, Donald Trump's not ever drunk alcohol.
Really?
Really?
Yep, never done drugs, never touched alcohol.
So what is he on?
I've probably had a
Tannin
or something.
beds?
Probably.
He's on something. Something
going
on the weekends.
But, you know, love him or hate him, he's a successful businessman.
He is
Now,
very
speaking
successful.
of business, so we touched upon the brand deals and, you know, your first taste of money. What do you do now?
What do I do now? Oh, a mixture of different things. I've just hosted my first ever Netflix show in the reality
Congratulations.
dating world.
Woo! What's it called?
It's called Sneaky Links, Dating After Dark. It is my baby. Like, I am, like, filming the show was so nostalgic because I'm so used to being on the other side,
Yeah.
being the talent. And I needed that because I always said to my mum, if I don't host a show soon after all this hard work that I'm putting in, I give up. I'm going back to being a chip shop girl. So it just goes to show.
Yeah, so how, because you've not really got any experience in hosting.
No.
So did you train for it? Did you practice? How did you go and just do it?
So I invested in a coach that kind of helped me with my articulation and media training and all of that. And then it got to the point where I was like, I'm going to start getting paranoid about letting myself go. And also, I'm going to start repressing my own personality.
Yeah, you have to keep it
So I
yourself.
stopped it. I just stopped it. Because Netflix and every conversation they've had with me is because you're so authentic and so real. Sometimes it gets me in trouble when I run my mouth.
Yeah.
But it's different. And they've said that they don't want me to be the typical host like, hi guys, I'm Chloe Veitch and this is Sneaky Links.
Right.
They want me to add personality into it. Just before we started filming, there was this woman that came on and she told me about like the ins and outs of production. So I wanted to know more of what goes on behind the scenes. But in front of the camera, I mean, I felt I've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
So I felt so comfortable in front of the camera. It's just.
Did you
now
actually have lines?
Script upon
Oh, proper script.
upon
Oh, wow.
script.
So I think I've struggled with that.
Oh my God.
I guess you can put your own spin on it, kind of.
Do you,
Yeah.
Are you
Little
allowed
bit.
to like add words to it? Or is it...
Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't know this, but when I watch a movie or I watch a reality TV show with a host, I think, oh, I could never do that. That looks so hard. Like, I bet they have to learn every word for word. No, you literally get given a script. You have to learn the beats of the script. And anyone that doesn't know what that means, it's like just the key information points.
Yeah.
As soon as you have that memorized, you can say whatever you want and go on whatever tangent you want, as long as you're delivering the right information.
Can you give us some like examples of like the beats, for example?
Yeah, so the script would mention the title of the show, who I am, how many contestants, why they're here, what they're going to gain from being here, and then also what they get when they leave here.
So
that
that's
would
all
be-
you have to learn.
That would be the main points.
Yeah.
So as long as I learn the information that I need to tell them,
Yeah.
I can add whatever sexual innuendos I want.
There you go.
Yeah.
Jack's never really done TV, so let's see if he can do the beats.
Oh, do the beats.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Go
So
on, give me
let's
the
give him a
beats. Give me the
scenario.
beats.
Let's say it's a TV show about 4 Scottish people, okay, and they're all gonna live on a farm, okay, and by
Scottish
the end
people
of
on a
by the end of the show, people will start to get evicted, and the winner gets to take home a cow.
Okay,
I'm lost.
so we got. So,
All I heard was cow.
right, Chloe, I need a little bit of your help here. Right?
No,
This
it's
is my
just the
first-
TV
Okay.
show. It's
Okay,
reality
so,
TV.
so
Who's
we've
the
got
host?
four Scots.
Close your eyes.
Should I do an accent?
Close your eyes.
No, no. Be
You need
yourself.
to-
Chloe already talked about being yourself as host.
Okay.
Visualise.
Okay. So.
Where are you?
Scotland. Are we in Scotland, Sam?
Yeah.
Okay.
4 Scottish people on a farm. They're going to be evicted one by one. The winner takes home a cow.
Why are they being evicted? I feel like that should be a beat.
Because they're not looking after the cow properly.
They will know that later.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
You can't give away too much information. You need to be the cliffhanger.
And what's the name of the show?
Cows.
Scotty Farm. Scotty's Farm.
No, we can do better than that.
The 4 Scots.
Win a cow. That's not very good, is it?
He said, we can do better than that. Win a cow.
Yeah, that wasn't very good.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Win a Cow. So today we have our 4 Scots. Our 4 Scots will be facing off to win a cow. Now, we don't know why they're winning a cow, but I'm sure if you watch through this pre-log, you will very soon find out why they want to win a cow, what the cow's going to do, and why these 4 Scottish people are here competing for a cow. Now, get your udders ready and start pumping some milk, because today somebody is going to walk out with a cow.
Yeah, that was really good. That was way better than I thought.
Good?
Let's start pumping some milk. Oh my God,
Get
that
your
is
udders
so
out.
funny. That was, you could be a fucking host.
Thank you.
I
Well,
thought- I
if
honestly
you know
thought it'd
anybody that
fail.
wants me to host a
Do you
show,
know
just
what?
let me know.
It doesn't take any skill. The
I can
only
speak
thing you
French.
need is personality. That is it.
Bit of conviction.
Wow.
And you're there.
I've been practicing with the
That
intros.
was really good.
Thank you.
That was really good.
Actually
Good.
means
So
a
it's
lot.
like a good advice for like listeners. It's like it doesn't have to think about it too much.
I really
know.
didn't think about that.
Yeah, I mean, look.
You could tell.
Do you know what? It sounded like the shittest show in the world until you then said it, and I'm like, fucking,
Whoa.
I'm tuning in.
I want to see them milk a cow.
Yeah.
Get your udders ready, folks.
Get your udders ready.
Get your udders ready.
That is something a host would say, isn't it? As
That
well, like,
should-
Well, it's because you said about sexual innuendos. I was like,
Yeah,
I got to add
get
something.
your udders
I got to
ready.
add something weird in there.
See, now
Yeah.
that is a skill. That is a skill that you can't be taught.
And I'm level 1
what
now.
a mate. Well done, mate.
Exactly.
Thank you.
He-
That
he-
should be the
he'll be
title of
happy
the
with that.
episode. Get your udders ready.
Get your udders ready.
That's my clip. That's my clip from this episode. I'm done now. I can leave. I'm going to go smoke a cigarette in the corner.
All right, so host of Netflix, queen of Netflix. You've been a brand ambassador, celebrity endorser for all different kinds of brands out there. But now, in your business, you get to pick anyone in the world to be the face of your company. Okay, I'm going to give you 100 million, but you can only spend that money on paying someone to represent your company.
Say that last bit again.
Okay.
Say you're gonna.
So for example,
I forgot what he said.
Yeah.
100. All I heard was 100 million.
I'm still thinking about the cow thing. Right. So,
Forgot his beats.
Oh, I'm just
Yeah.
visualising this.
yeah. Right. So we're picking another position in your company.
Right.
Right. And the position is brand ambassador. So
Right.
they're going to be the face of your company.
Yeah.
So I'm
You're
giving you
gonna get
100 million.
Right.
So you've got endless budget.
Yeah.
You can basically pay anyone you want to be the face of your company.
Until the 100 million runs out.
You can't keep the 100 million. You've got to pay, someone to represent your company.
I mean, you could probably do a dodgy deal under the table where you
she
give them
can't.
100, they
She
give you
can't.
like 20.
She can't.
Yeah, do you reckon?
No, not.
No.
You got to pick someone.
Okay. I mean, needs to be someone likable. Needs to be someone that has a decent following, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Someone that doesn't get involved in political arguments because that could half the company value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say Stephen Bartlett.
Oh yeah. He's been very popular.
Yeah.
He's been very popular.
I know.
No, but it's good. Like, look,
In my head,
there's
I
a
was
reason
like, oh,
for
you
it.
got Kim Kardashian, you got Kylie Jenner, da, 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 da. But I feel like they're very, very great at what they do. Like, I love them, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I've never bought a single thing they've sold. I've never bought anything that they've sold.
No skims.
No.
No.
So that's why I'm like, I can't pick someone
Who's
as
never,
my ambassador that I've never bought from.
I think it's fair.
who you've bought from Stephen Bartlett?
I've definitely DM'd
yeah.
him for his podcast episodes because he does that thing, didn't he, where he's like, DM if you want me to send you the pre thing of the episode. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, he'll ask you for an emoji and I'll send like a goat emoji or something. Bah, and then he sends the episode. Really clever. He's really clever.
Yeah, he's clever. And to be fair, he is like the brand ambassador for like massive companies now. Like I think he's a brand ambassador for LinkedIn, which is pretty big.
Really? That's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
huge.
That's interesting.
Yeah, he's always doing ads for them.
a big
He
deal.
has
Yeah.
been a popular one on the podcast, but I mean, I think it makes sense. Like,
We should get a tally up.
yeah,
We should really get a tally.
Do you know what? I think it's about what type of audience they're going to bring because Kim Kardashian's and Kylie Kardashian, Kylie Jenner, sorry, they're going to bring like a certain type of audience. Whereas Stephen Bartlett, his audience is like entrepreneurs, investors,
Yeah.
people that have
yeah.
money, influential people.
yeah, he's pretty on it. He definitely like turn up to shoots, wouldn't he, on time?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
No, he's like 15 minutes early.
He's early, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got
Well,
to be.
actually, I bumped into him in Ibiza.
Oh, really?
It was like 1 a.m. I was at High nightclub. Can't remember who was on, like Martin Garrix or someone like that. And Martin Garrix was actually on. And I went outside to like have a wee, and he was just like standing on his own, like on his phone. And I was like, Martin Garrix is on.
That's like the last place you expect to meet Stephen Bartlett, I feel like.
He's probably doing a business deal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Literally like at High Ibiza doing a business deal.
probably.
So you definitely trust him.
Yeah.
He wasn't drunk and being crazy.
And he was on his own.
He's on his own. Yeah.
So the money that we would invest, the 100 million that we're going to give him,
Yeah, exactly.
he's going to spend it well, isn't he?
He's going to spend it well. He's going to definitely be a good one. Okay, cool. So let's talk about maybe the future of business for Chloe, because you're still young. And like I said, you actually haven't...
How old are you, sorry?
25.
Oh.
You're still young, and you've just moved
Young-ish.
to...
I think you're now the youngest guest that's been on the podcast.
Really?
Yeah, I think you are.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think you are.
What about the last
I said
one?
that twice
one?
today.
He's 28.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I said that earlier and now I said it again.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, still young. Got a long way to go in, like, you know, doing more exciting stuff. It's only up from here, eh? Moving to LA as well. That was pretty scary, right?
Scary.
How long you been here?
Emotional. How long have I been here, babe? Not even 2 months.
Not even 2 months.
Oh, wow.
Not even been here 2 months. I mean, I've been to LA back and forth over the past couple of years. And it's been different experiences every time. That's why I love it.
What made you make the move?
My hometown's a dead end. The people that I was surrounded by, other than my lifelong friends and my family, love them to death, weren't adding any value to the business side of Chloe. And I feel like there's only so much friendships I can have when I feel like I'm like, okay,
You're
but
giving everything.
now I feel suffocated. I need to like expand. I need to go somewhere else and learn something else. Doesn't mean I have to cut off friendships back home. It's like, I just want to expand on that.
Yeah,
The
for
world's
sure.
huge.
So what's your advice for someone at home thinking, oh, I really like should get out of my hometown? Like if I just made the move to, you know, LA or wherever they like their creative industry is. Any advice, you know, to them to be like, is it as simple as just do it?
No.
Because it's scary, no friends.
It's
stuff
not.
like that.
It's a massive move. I underestimated it. I honestly thought, oh my God, this is going to be like such a quick move. I'm going to have a conversation. Like I've been on TV a bunch of times. This is going to be well easy. They're going to let me right into the country. Didn't happen like that. It took a year for me to secure my visa. A lot of tears, a lot of tantrums, a lot of doubts. Should I, shan't I do it? I pushed my flight back 6 times because I didn't want to leave my family. I missed my mum, missed my dad, missed my brother. And it also comes with a level of guilt. It's like, oh, I've left them, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to get emotional.
You can get emotional.
Yeah, I feel like...
Can we get tissue?
It gets to a point where...
It's okay. They're going to come visit you. You're going to go back there.
But you know what? It's a sacrifice as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And like there is something like when you sacrifice something,
That's a true man right there.
you know, it comes with a lot of hardships and heartache as well.
And I'm a mummy's girl,
And you're a mummy's girl.
you know?
But you've also got to understand how brave you are for doing it, and you know, and really like turn it into as much positive as you can, because it essentially, like, I bet you're doing a lot of this for them.
Yeah.
You know, carrying the Veitch name and the
Yeah.
family name, and yeah, I think you should be proud of yourself
Thank you.
because you're doing a good job,
Thank you.
doing a great job.
I'm sure they've already got their holiday planned, right?
They're meant to be coming out next week.
There you go. There you go. You can save your tears for when they leave.
You're a family girl, right?
Yeah.
You know, you're a family girl, and that's hard.
And you know what? I
it's not-
think it does get to a point where you feel like you have to either be a businesswoman or a family girl, and you don't have to choose. You can be both.
Absolutely.
And I think sometimes I think to myself, I want to be a mum. I want to have children like as soon as possible. And people always say
Joel.
to me, yeah, exactly. Get it out, whip it out.
Whip it out, mate.
I've been putting holes in the condoms for months,
Yeah,
babe.
boy. Let's get him going.
He's checking now.
I've met so many people in this generation and my generation that have had children that have been able to secure money in the bag, have a happy life, and have a family. So I feel like you don't have to choose.
No.
You can have it all.
You can have it all.
Why not?
The future of Chloe's pretty bright, if you ask me.
I've a great question. Sorry, Sam likes to
How many
mock me
kids?
for asking.
No, he always starts questions.
I always
I've got
start
a
my
great
question. Yeah.
But every
I have to
time.
introduce. I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay, do
That'd be
it.
bloody
Anyway,
great.
So obviously you went on TV and stuff. We've spoken about that. Did you, after that, did you move back to your old house? Did you live in the
Yeah.
same town as before?
Hometown.
And you still did until 2 months ago?
Yeah.
So you've never moved anywhere else in England? You've always stayed in Essex?
So I feel like I lived in London for less than a year. But I was always at home.
Yeah.
So I've always lived, I think I moved out of my mum and dad's house when I was 21. But every time I lived in said place, I
You
would
ended up
always
back
go
home.
back to my mum's.
Yeah.
So I'd be paying rent just to store my clothes.
Yeah.
And then I'd go back to my mum's for comfort. I'd stay in my mum's bed and cuddle the dogs. And I wanted to keep my life as normal as possible because I was scared that I was going to lose my head and my ego was going to get too big. But I know now that that's not going to happen because if it would have happened, it would have happened by now.
You've kind of grounded yourself and realised that you're not afraid to leave.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And leaving's been the best decision I've ever made because it's not only opening my perspective, but my brother, he's going to follow in my footsteps hopefully one day. And I've said to him, you can do whatever you want to do. My little cousins, like anyone that's a teen watching this, or even if you're in your adult years, like you can do whatever you want to do. You just got to put your mind to it, and no one's going to want it as much as you. So if anyone says to you, you're not going to make it out there, tell them to fuck off.
Fuck off.
Fuck off.
I'll just
Fuck off.
fuck
All
off.
right?
Go home and fuck off.
Get in the bin.
Get in the
There
bin.
you go. Get in the bin.
No, I love that. So in terms of like things that you're looking to do in the future, any goals? Obviously it's a business podcast. Any like business ideas you can tell me about so I can steal?
Oh God. I feel like the only businessy moves that I'm making at the minute, I actually had a really exciting meeting this morning.
Hell yeah.
So I am working with a production company called Nobody's Hero. Hero, but it's spelt hero. Well, that might just be my dyslexia, actually.
No, I
it's probably Nobody's Hero.
That's the
Yeah,
realest
it's
thing I've
Nobody's
ever heard.
I think it's nobody's hero.
Yeah.
Hero. Yeah,
Sorry
I'd say
about
so.
that.
No, that's okay. No, I think that makes more sense.
that makes-
to be fair.
Yeah, Hero.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
hero.
hero.
That's
Do you want me to look it
hero.
up?
No,
No,
Jack,
it's
that's
all
hero.
right.
But maybe they added 2 R's as a wordplay.
Yeah.
No.
I probably just see the word differently.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's irrelevant.
Well, I filmed Sneaky Links. They were the production company. So they created the idea, developed it, then pitched it and sold it to the network, which would be Netflix.
Got you.
So I am extremely fascinated by that.
What, the production side?
Production, network, pitching, selling. Like, I could sell anything to anyone. And I would love to create ideas, show concepts, scripted, unscripted, game shows,
You're making your
children's
own
shows.
show.
Yeah.
Not necessarily my own show.
Being the producer
Just
is
creating the
just creating the idea and
pushing it to
There's
development.
such big money for that as well, right?
There is.
You know, you create the next Love Island or whatever, you sell it to ITV and you've got yourself a
You've
big...
got bang for buck, but
Yeah.
also because I feel so passionate about it because I've been in the industry for years now and I understand how being on TV works. It's almost like I've got an inside scope on how it works because
Yeah,
I've been in the industry for so long.
Do you have any
could do it?
Do you have any ideas for shows that are like in the back
She
of your
did not
head?
tell us, did she?
Well, you never know.
Not really, no. Do you know what?
I've got one. So it's 4 Scottish men, and basically they have to compete for a cow. Can you ask Netflix if that could be on the table at
Yeah.
the very least?
How much would you pay for that show concept?
No, but just ask Netflix for us.
Okay.
I wouldn't pay anything personally.
No.
But I would pay if it made Sam happy,
Oh.
That's a nice business partner.
and then
isn't
I'd take the show.
it? But yeah,
nice.
Not let him anywhere near it.
No. Forge the signatures and
Yeah,
fraud
and
him
I'd
out
make
of
it Welsh people. There'd be a sheep instead of a cow. And
Yeah.
Hey, franchise. So you're not going to tell Netflix about that one?
What one?
My cow thing.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Probably not.
No. All right. Fair enough.
Get back
But-
to me next week with some more
Fair enough.
ideas.
So you don't have any shows. You've never been like, oh, I don't know, I have a really cool concept. This could work.
Not really. I feel like the reason why I'm bringing it up now is because this idea is very fresh and me hosting Sneaky Links, that widened my perspective to what I am capable of and what I could be capable of, and why not?
Why not?
So it sparked the idea and the interest, and now I'm like, oh, I'm on a new rabbit hole mission.
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, maybe a goal could be to have your own production company.
That's exactly what I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you are everything. You're the producer. You could host it.
You could direct.
You could direct.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting.
Did you have that goal and that dream before you hosted the show? So,
No.
so you kind of went from being the participant to hosting and going, wow, actually, I love this.
And because I've got this far, why not the next step?
Love it.
And because I've got this
Love
far,
it.
why not the next step? So it's like starting in modelling and not getting paid for anything, actually being in debt. It was the mindset that got me this far. Mm-hmm. It wasn't the money. I wasn't being fucking paid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And people are like, why would you do that? You're not getting paid enough.
Yeah.
Do what you love and the money will always overflow. You'll be abundantly showered with money if you're doing what you love.
It seems to me from like an outsider's perspective that you've kind of throughout your life just set these goals, hit your goals, and then just set the next one straight away.
Yeah.
And you're never stopping. I think a lot of people go wrong where they'll set a goal, they might not achieve it, or they might achieve it, and then they get stuck. They don't know what to do next.
Yeah.
But you've always just gone, this is what I want to do next.
I think it's my ideas spark. I don't know how to like what you've just explained. Yeah, I can't explain. It's like almost
It's like a chain reaction.
A chain reaction. I'll do one thing and then it will be like, oh, well, my perspective will shift. So if you set a goal that's a 10-year goal, I love 10-year goals, love them. But if in 2 years that doesn't really make sense anymore, I can't be scared to pivot.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
That's definitely important in business. Is change things up. Okay, you ready for your final position?
Oh God, here we go.
All right, so we are going to now have someone look after your company. So the company's been a big success. Okay, you got your family, you're all married, you're living in, let's say, Barbados. Okay, and now you need someone to just run the company for you and just maintain your baby. Someone that will look after it.
To trim the hedges.
Yeah.
Yeah. The money's still flowing in, but they're gonna just look after it. You'll just sort of like oversee it a little bit, but they're running it for you.
Okay. Well, I would actually like to put myself in that position.
Okay.
Am I allowed to do that?
So are you telling me that you are going to work until you die?
I would like to think so.
You're never going to have a break?
Well, I feel like I'll definitely have a break, but CEOs have breaks, especially when you got fucking Elon Musk as your business partner.
Well, when was
He
the
works
last time
pretty
Elon
hard.
Musk took a break?
I don't think he ever has, to be honest with you.
So, maybe maybe in your brain, like you're just going to have to like keep it rolling.
Yeah.
So, do you never think you'll get to like, late 50s, early 60s and you'll go, do you know what, this mansion in Barbados is really nice and, the production company is going well and I feel like I could take a step back. You wouldn't.
I mean, I feel like if I got to that point and I don't know. I think at the minute, I want to be that working mum, like the Kim,
Yeah.
the Kardashians.
I mean, yeah, Kris Jenner's getting on a bit and she still works.
Oh, she's
She's CEO of whatever they have.
She's a workaholic. Whatever they have. Everything.
Yeah,
Because
they
we
have.
own 80% of the
Yeah,
world.
they have something.
Wow.
That's not a right or factual
I was gonna say,
statistic,
that's
by the
a
way.
lot
Do
of
not
money.
fucking quote me.
China? Nah, Kris Jenner.
I'll tell you what we could do though. As you're, you really want to be a mum and you're a big family gal, you could pass it on to maybe a future child.
Oh, yeah.
Pass on the generational wealth.
Definitely.
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
If they're not little shits.
If they're not, they probably might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They tend to
Got
be.
the
At least
Essex
I've got a
mum.
good rehab to put them in if they are.
Boom. Yeah, absolutely.
He's playing Fortnite.
You what?
They're
Love
playing
it.
Fortnite.
Living the
Yeah,
life.
They're living the life
There you
there.
go.
Honest. No, they actually do. Like, I've spoke to the owner of
Really nice guy.
the rehab facility. So it's Ritz Rehab, and they really do a lot of like amazing things. And like I
Yeah.
said, I always thought it'd just be like quite a clinical, scary place to go, but it's
Yeah.
This is
it's
really chill.
It's really, really chill, and they've been so nice enough to let us do a
Yeah,
podcast.
no,
and this has
definitely.
actually been one of my favorite podcasts so far.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're the second person that said that to me this week.
Oh, God. Everyone's just, wow, you little podcast whore.
Reality TV whore, podcast whore.
Jesus.
Oh, thank you so much.
I've really, really enjoyed it.
I've loved it.
we like to finish on one last question, and it's actually maybe a message to.
I feel like you already kind of answered it earlier.
Well, you could round it up. I think it's more of like just a small bit of advice to the young entrepreneurs out there, really. You know, and
People that just want to get started.
People just want to get started. Could be
They might
anything.
not know what they want to do, but they know they want to do something great.
Yeah. Just put your finger in every single pie.
Have a taste.
Just honestly, like, I still don't know what I want to do. I'm in different little pies. Like, I want to go into a rabbit hole of production. I'm working with Netflix, but I don't know how long that's going to last. So I need to keep curious. And I think as long as you maintain curious and you ask questions and you don't feel like you're being stupid by asking stupid questions, you don't know what you don't know. You have to ask those questions. You need to be brave enough to say, I know nothing about this. Please, can you educate me? The meeting that I had this morning was asking nobody's hero, can I be an intern? You don't have to pay me. I just want to educate myself on how it works behind the scenes.
That's really cool.
Because you get paid for education, you need to be taught. So that is my biggest advice to anyone that's listening. Just ask questions, Google it, research it, and just try and remember it. Because I always forget things.
No, you're absolutely right. Chloe Veitch, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you.
It was lovely to meet you.
You are definitely an inspiration to the youth out there, I'd say. Smart girl.
If you're eating your lunch in your toilets, it will get better.
It will get better, eh? There we go. Okay. So
On that note,
on that note, we're going to let you go. But we do appreciate it.
Thank you.
And
thank you so much,
He
Chloe.
still owes me 100 million though for this business.
Yeah, I do. 100 million I've got to pay now.
Why did you do that?
I don't know. I mean, like...
I've got to give it to Elon Musk, ain't I?
Yeah. Oh, no, it wasn't Elon Musk, was
Oh
it?
no,
I guess I'll
Stephen
fly
Bartlett.
economy.
Stephen Bartlett.
My new bestie.
I'll get economy home then.
Yeah, economy home.
Yeah.
Anyway, bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.